Everything went smoothly. 6 months. After 6 months after that, I got married. And when it came to actually applying for my H-1B visa, just a week before the deadline for application, they said, "Oh, you have." I was initially more interested in architecture. So I had all those coaching classes during 12th, and I was mainly focusing on that aspect of future studies. So at that point, CEPT University was amongst top 3 in India to have an architecture course. So the degree is BTech Civil Honor. So it's pretty much like a civil engineering BTech degree. But the course curriculum was very much focused around overall built environment, construction management, architecture, interior designing, habitat management. So the university mainly focused on all the built environment courses. So mine was building science. I took that course. It was, I really feel I was lucky in that, because at that point, that university was only accepting 30 applicants per year, and only three seats for outside students. So I was one of the 3 to got fortunate to get that seat. So we had thesis to do, we had to do project running. One of the internship was almost 6 months in any of the big construction project sites. So that I did in Delhi Metro Rail construction, elevated Metro Rail construction corridor for 6 months, 6 days a week, 9 to 10 hours a day. I finished all my application for fall 2016 in November 2015. By November end, I had done all my applications, I had done all my research, and maybe by luck as well at the same point, because my target university was UT Austin. At that point, I got around 315 or 316 in my GRE. So the GRE score did not bump by much, but at least I knew that okay, that's the maximum I could get, and by that time at least I was satisfied. And then I was going ahead with the process of application. My target university was UT Austin. One of the few reason I took it because they had a really good construction management program, and at the same time it was a little bit cheap university compared to other ones. I had applied at around 7 or 8 universities. One of them was University of Florida, where I actually ended up going. I had admit from 2 universities. I actually wanted my target for construction management in University of Florida was the Rinker School of Management. It was for construction management, but at that point, I think University of Florida had an option of once you pay fees for one application, I guess you could do application at 3 different departments. So I don't know where I got that information, but since I knew about that, I applied at civil engineering masters as well at the same point. I did not get admit from construction management, but I ended up getting admit from civil engineering. After graduation, I had a really difficult time to get job. I did not plan it as correctly. I came in fall, and I was graduating in next fall of 2017. Before that, I had my internship in the summer break, which was fortunately really good internship in Miami. And they almost offered me a job, but the project got delayed, and by the time I graduated, they did not offer me anything, and I was kind of in a limbo. I did a little bit of mistake of not applying at too many locations as well, because I was kind of almost sure that I'm gonna get a job at the place where I got my internship, but it didn't work out. I took a job at a really small company. They did not sponsor my visa, and they were not gonna sponsor anyway. Like they in the interview itself, they flat out told me that it's going to be just for this project. Even though it's a full-time position, we might not continue with, you might not have a job after this project. So I again started applying at different jobs. At the same time, when I was working there, I got a call from my friend who had moved to California by that point, that their company is looking for a engineer role, and they contacted me. The interview process went really well, and they offered me a job, and I took it. My only concern for them was to sponsor my H-1B visa at that point, and they said yes. That's why I moved all the way from Florida to California. Everything went smoothly. 6 months. After 6 months after that, I got married. And when it came to actually applying for my H-1B visa, just a week before the deadline for application, they said, "Oh, you have 24 months more right now. So you have two more chances. So if you let go this one, we'll apply for next one. But we are not going to apply for this one, and even if we apply for we are not going to apply for this one, and even if we apply for next one, we'll probably make you pay for that, which is illegal to begin with. But there are ways they can work around that. They won't give you bonus, or they won't give you a raise, and by that they'll compensate on their spending. Usually H1B application for any employer usually cost around $10,000, even though application fee is just $2,000-3,000, and then administrative fee or attorney fees are around $2,000. But the administrative fee for that particular employer to have all that documentation done is way more. It's almost as equal as your application fee. So that's why employers are a little bit hesitant to apply for that. In case of tech people, it doesn't bother them that much, because they have high earning potential as well. Like their salaries are in six figures usually. Construction management, environmental, biomedical doesn't offer that much salary package overall here. So that's one of the factors as well. So when they said they're not going to sponsor me, I immediately started looking for other job again. And fortunately, I got new job within 4 weeks. I had almost 6 interviews at that point with that new employer. But again, fortunately for that employer, before I could ask for H1B sponsorship, they wanted a long-term employee. So they said only if you are if your intention is to stay in this company for a long period, and if you want to stay here in this country, then only we'll move forward with the hiring process. So it was kind of really fortunately for me that they held my hand through it, and they delivered on their promise. They applied for my visa. Unfortunately, it got picked up in the last lottery, or the third lottery of H1B. Otherwise, I was ready to pack up and come back. I would say purely architecture background student can still take it, but it'll be a little bit difficult to catch up in the first semester for them, because civil engineering background has its own, throughout your 8 semester, you go through different civil engineering courses. Architecture don't really go through all that. So if you are trying to change your field altogether from architecture to civil engineering, it's a little bit difficult course. I would rather tell them to go through construction management course than pure civil engineering, because I still had a little bit technical courses. I had structures, I had to study estimation in detail. Construction management students do get it, but they don't have it in detail. Civil engineering students, it's more leaning towards heavy civil, so it's more calculus and all that. I usually suggest people, at least for construction background, to come in fall semester if you're gonna graduate in spring. So if you're planning to graduate in May, come accordingly. So if your course is just 30 credits and if you're gonna finish in 3 semesters, then plan accordingly. So just take your chances. I would say it's really good to be here. It's good to be in India. Don't get disheartened if you don't get your dream university. That's completely fine as well. If you want to chase that, yeah, you'll get there eventually. It might not be in a year, it will be in 3 years, but you'll get there.